And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers Sub for another video. So for today's video, guys, I was just, sitting around last night, I think I was driving somewhere, and I was just wondering to myself, there's a ton of hazard cards in the Acceleracers trading card game. I wonder, which realms all the hazards go to. I think my train of thought was, I was trying to think about which realm would be the most difficult for, potential rankings video down the road. But so I was kind of thinking about the hazards that each realm has, and it kind of got me wondering, which realm does have the most hazards, which hazards look like they would be the nastiest to drive through for these specific realms. So what we're going to be doing today, guys, is taking a look at all the hazards in the Acceleracers trading card games, and we're going to try to sort them based on the realm that I think they go to, because some of them don't really have a realm that they go to. They're just kind of out there hazards like moss gorillas, because that technically goes to the forest realm, but there is no forest realm trading card. So it's kind of, one of those cards that just is floating out there. But anyways, what we're going to be doing today, guys, is taking a look at all the hazard cards in the Acceleracers trading card game. And of course, which realm has the most hazards, which realm will probably be the most difficult based on the trading card game. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, guys, so here we have the layout of all 25 Acceleracers racing realms. Obviously, I don't have all the cards in stock at the moment, especially the foil realms, and there's a couple other that I'm out of. So we put these handy dandy labels down, and those are just going to represent the cards for us. But the ones that we do have, go through them real quick. Obviously, we got the Fog realm, the Junk realm, the Water realm, the Chrome realm, Warped, Cyber Grid, Ice, Monument, Blizzard, Cosmic, Solar, Swamp, Cliffside, Neon Pipeline, Labyrinth, Micro, and Canyon. And the ones we don't have are the Metro, Desert, Reactor, Cavern, Wind, Storm, Lava, and Ruins. And for those of you guys that are looking for these trading cards, I do have some more realm cards coming in before too long. Definitely none of the foil ones, I don't think, but I think I should have, Storm, Wind, Cavern, so on and so forth. So just keep your eyes peeled for those. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hazard cards and we're going to place them on the realm that they go to and try to sort them based on which realm I think they go to. Obviously, this is up to my interpretation, and I'm going to do the best job I can, but some of them are a little tough to pin down to which realm they go to. And also, worth noting is that there are just a bunch of discrepancies in the trading card game as far as like the realm cards versus the movies, so on and so forth. So it's important to keep that in mind too. Like the Cliffside realm, for example, we saw that in it was the bonus realm for, I think, the second movie, The Speed of Silence. It was the Cliffside realm, and I don't remember which other realm it was. But anyways, as you remember, it did have an actual, a track. It looked kind of like the Canyon realm. It had a track that was on the side of a mountain and the cars were racing up and down it. But on the trading card game, the track is literally just going around the edges of a mountain. So it's important to remember that the card game isn't exactly 100% accurate with the movies and so on and so forth. And also, there's discrepancies, like you can see Synchro in the back corner of the Cosmic realm. Synchro is never in the Cosmic realm. So it's just important to keep that in mind, that maybe the interpretation of some of the card games are a little bit different as to what you saw on screen. So first off, we have Kamikaze Semis, driverless but possessed by mechanical rage. These insane semis prowl the cities, dead streets, hunting racers they can smash. Everybody knows that is from the Metro realm. That gives us the great, balance increases traction line from Kurt. So the first one goes to the Metro realm. Second up, Big Trouble. Without warning, viruses, molds, and dust mites grow to the size of large semi-trucks, but they're not just big and ugly, they're hungry. So this one, I believe, does go to the Micro realm, because without warning, viruses, molds, and dust mites grow to the size of large semi-trucks. As you can see, this is a dust mite, but it's like twice or 3 times the size of a car. So I believe this does go to the Micro realm. It references other things growing much bigger. And I've always wondered, the Micro realm, is it that the cars are much smaller, or that everything else is just much bigger? Let's see, on here it says, racing goes miniature on the Micro track. Drivers in the vehicles collapse to the size of toy cars and get dropped into a traffic-filled freeway to compete or be crushed. So I think Big Trouble does go with the Micro realm. So moving on, we've got Escher's World. I'm not going to read the description on all these, but Escher's World is an optical illusion, spins your car out of control. I do believe this goes to the Warped realm, even though it doesn't really match up with the Warped realm's card art. I think optical illusion goes hand in hand with the Warped realm. Next up, we have the Stone Sphinx. Sphinx has stone-like skin, jackal's head, lion's body, and a scorpion-like tail. That is a heck of a creature. It enjoys riddles. It likes eating engine blocks a lot more. This was a tough one, guys. I really don't know which realm this card goes to. Honestly, it's really tough to say. I could see it sort of, maybe, no, not in the Labyrinth realm. That wouldn't make any sense. But I don't know. I can't really see it in the Monument realm, anywhere else. So I think I'm just going to assign it to the Desert realm, because I think that makes sense to have a desert and have a Stone Sphinx in the desert. But that one's a tough one. If anybody knows where it goes to, let me know down in the comments, because that was the first one that I was really kind of struggling with. So then we have Avalanche. 1,000 tons of snow, trees, boulders, and debris are dropping straight at your car. So for the Ice and Blizzard realms, they're both so similar that a lot of the hazards, I think, that go for one of them would probably go for the other. But for this one, I'm just gonna put it in the ice realm. But those two, I think it really doesn't matter which way you go. Next up, we have Blown Hydrant. A geyser of water hits the car with the force of a small cannon. The only realm I could see having a fire hydrant would be the Metro realm. None of the other ones are really in Civilization, so we're gonna put this right in the Metro realm with Kamikaze semis, even though we did not see that hazard in the movies. Next up, we have Meteor Shower, and this is pretty obvious to me. I think it goes to the Cosmic realm. Flaming tails of fire trail behind iron cord space rocks. They slam into the track, scattering cars with their explosive impact. I guess you could say it goes to the solar realm potentially, but since we saw asteroids and meteors and the Cosmic realm banging on the track, I think I'm going to put it right into the Cosmic realm for the first hazard there. And next up, Forest Inferno. A deadly firestorm devours this forest realm and scorches the track. So this is a tough one, guys, because as you know, there's no forest realm card, but it does hint to a forest realm, as does the Moss Gorillas card. So we're just going to set it to the side for now. If I wanted to put it to the closest realm possible, it would probably go to the swamp realm, even though a swamp and a forest are totally different. That would probably be the one it's the most similar to. Anyways, moving on to the next one is the Maze Minotaur. Half bull, half man. It's a toss-up which part of the Maze Minotaur is more dangerous. And just look at the size of this thing compared to, I think that's RDO8 in the photo. It's RDO5 or RDO8. But just look at the size of that Minotaur. That thing is gigantic because the drone car's RDO8 was a pretty beefy car. That is a massive Maze Minotaur. But I think it's pretty obvious it goes with the Labyrinth realm. That is the only place where you can run into a Maze Minotaur. Next up, we have Nano Parasites found on the micro track. These synthetic parasites attack miniaturized cars with injector-like stingers. Definitely a nasty little hazard. So that goes to the micro track along with Big Trouble. And then, of course, we have Solar Flare. An eruption of hydrogen gas lights up the sky. Sun spits a flare of solar fire right across the track. I think it's pretty obvious. Solar Flare, Solar Realm, that is where it's going. Actually did a pretty good job spacing out these hazards. I think we'll probably end up with one for almost every single realm. Next up, we have Mechanoid Destroyer. Everybody knows this is from the Junk realm. That is the big critter that the silencer shot that little energy bomb onto it and knocked off its leg in the Junk realm. So we're going to put it up there. And then next up, we have Acceleron Virus. This virus is harmless to cars, but not to Acceleractor cards. So this is a tough one. It doesn't really seem to go with a realm, but the only reason I'm going to put it with the micro realm is because on the Big Trouble card, which does seem to go with the micro realm, it says, without warning, viruses, molds, and dust mites. And by viruses, kind of seems like that's the only card that it could possibly go with. So we are going to put the Acceleron Virus card over in the micro realm with Nano Parasites and Big Trouble. Continuing on, we have Stone Colossus. Everybody knows right off the bat, this is the Ruins realm. Everybody remembers poor Vert crashing into the leg of this thing, and it actually crushed his leg, didn't it? So that goes to the Ruins realm. Next up, we have Gear Crush. So Gear Crush is a tough one. Track veers through heavy machinery or huge gnashing gears and car-crushing pistons, threaten cars on every side. So I went through all the realms, and the only ones that seemed like this could possibly fit to were the Cybergrid realm and the Reactor realm. But the Cybergrid realm is a circuit board style track, as you can see right here, a supercharged circuit board. So it doesn't really seem to fit there. So I'm gonna put it with the Reactor realm. That is a tough one. If anybody knows where that one goes or has a better idea, let me know down in the comments. And next up, we have Magnetic Bounce. A magnetic pulse flings cars off the track. So since it's sort of magnetic, I think that goes with the Cybergrid realm. That is the only one that it really would go with, in my opinion. I guess you could also make the argument for the Reactor realm, but I think the Cybergrid realm fits that a lot better. So we're gonna put it with the Cybergrid realm, and almost every realm has a hazard now. Look at that. So next up, we have Electric Fry, which says a surge of electricity shorts out all electrical systems in the car. Even though this card art does kind of look like the Reactor realm, since it's a surge of electricity, I'm going to go with the Cybergrid realm again, so it's going to go with Magnetic Bounce. Next up, we have Toxic Gators. Huge mutant alligators lunge out of the toxic muck. No, thank you. Would not want to deal with that. But I think that's pretty obvious that it goes with the Reactor realm. So it's going to join Gear Crush over here. Next up, we have Choke Valves. Giant valves open and close along this stretch of pipeline. That's all you need to know. It's going to the Neon Pipeline realm. Then we've got Scorpion Ambush. Giant arachnids burst from the sand to attack racers. That's got to be the Desert realm, so that is going to join Stone Sphinx in the Desert realm. And next up, we have Black Ice. Blinded by sleet, you hit a patch of deadly black ice and spin out of control at 300 miles per hour. Tough one. On the card art, it looks more like the Blizzard realm, but I do think there was probably black ice in the Ice realm because, you know, ice realm makes sense. So we're going to put it with the Ice realm, but it could probably go with either one. Next up, we have Lightning Barrage. Drawn in by the metal on the cars, a barrage of lightning bolts rain across the track. This goes right to the Storm realm 100%. And then moving on, we have Proto Sharks, which obviously looks like water. Water realm looks like the pipeline. So we're going to put it right in the water realm as the first water realm hazard. Then we have Hairpin Turn. The track twists sharply at the edge of a sheer cliff. Hairpin Turn requires all the driver's skill to avoid free fall. So I'm gonna put this with the cliffside realm because it just kind of, makes sense. Just look at the pictures on it. Even though it doesn't really look like the cliffside realm in the movie, I do think this goes with the cliffside realm. And then we have Spire Slalom, symbol covered stone. Spires abruptly loom out of the fog dead ahead. Looming out of the fog, that's gotta be the fog realm, so that is where that one is going. And then we have Wrecking Balls. Once again, no need to even read the description. We all know that was the junk realm. Even though Power Rage does not enter the junk realm, that is definitely a junk realm hazard. And next up we have Ice Shrapnel. Explosions of ice shards rip cards apart. Ice Shrapnel allows you to move all race mods, yada, yada, yada. So Ice Shrapnel, once again, I can see it in the ice realm, but just based on the card art, it looks a little violent. So I'm gonna put it with the Blizzard realm just for funsies. I think it could go with either one once again. And then we have Ice Yeti. Albino long-haired mountain beasts are born blind. That was actually a trivia question, I think, in the trivia contest. So they can hunt by smell, throwing huge chunks of ice at them with painful accuracy. Card art on it looks like the Blizzard realm, and we did not see an Ice Yeti in the movie, so I'm gonna put it with the Blizzard realm with Ice Shrapnel. Next up we have Molten River. I think that's pretty obvious that it goes with the lava realm. There's not really anywhere else it would go. Then we have Bat Swarm. Sensitive to the sound of rumbling engines or loud subwoofers, storms of vicious bat-like creatures repeatedly attack cars and drivers as they travel through the dark. That is pretty obviously the Cavern realm, even though we did not see a Silencer's car in the Cavern realm, but those are definitely Cavern realm. So I think the only realms that don't have a hazard yet are the Chrome realm, the Monument realm, the Swamp realm, the Canyon realm, and the Wind realm. Everyone else has got one. So next up we have Rock Slide. A rock slide shatters the landscape in an instant just based on the scenery in this card art. I'm going to assume it goes with the Cliffside realm, so it is going to join Hairpin Turn over there. Next up we have Mutant Vultures. These giant birds batter the life from a car before feeding on it. This is a tough one, Mutant Vultures. It's not really known which realm it goes to, but just based on the card art, it kind of looks like the Canyon realm track. And it kind of makes sense if there's big jumps and drops on the Canyon realm. That's the realm that I'm going to assign it to, but I guess it could go to several of them, including, maybe the Cliffside realm. Coming down to the wire now, we have Behemoth Mosquitoes. That is definitely the Swamp realm. We all remember those scenes from the Swamp realm with Taro grabbing the, the beak of the mosquito and breaking it off. Next up we have Carnivorous Plants. Once again, easily Swamp realm all the way. And that actually was exactly the way it looked in the movie, which is kind of cool. Next up we have Moss Gorillas. So this is a tough one. Once again, Moss Gorillas kind of looks like a forest realm. There was not a forest realm, but at the same time, it could be one of these guys. And the only reason I say this is because these creatures did kind of behave like gorillas. Well, I mean, I guess gorillas aren't really up in trees, and these guys were hanging from trees. But it kind of could be a moss gorilla, if you ask me. That could just be their interpretation of the card art. Maybe it was too difficult to animate the actual gorilla card art. So I think it could be this from the Swamp realm. So maybe the interpretation was that's what it would look like, and it just got kind of lost from the whole card art to the movie. So I'm just going to put it in the Swamp realm. I think that makes sense. Next up, we have the Tsunami hazard card. An enormous tidal wave rips and thrashes cars across the track. The only track this really makes sense for is the water realm, even though we didn't see a tsunami in the water realm, but that's the only one it can really go to with the water like that. And then, of course, we have the 3D foil Sweeper Strike hazard card. And check out that card art. Absolutely gorgeous, super rare card, by the way. But this one I'm not really going to put in a realm because it doesn't really make sense. You can put it in any of the realms, honestly. And then I don't have the other three missing hazard cards on hand right now, but they are Chrome Globes, which obviously goes with the Chrome realm. Obviously, you can see it in the card art itself. And next up would be the Tornado Vortex card, which does go with the Wind realm. Once again, another foil card. And the last one was Acid Bath, which goes with the Reactor realm, along with Toxic Gators and Gear Crush. So that will sort of wrap it up for the hazards. So all in all, with my breakdown, every single realm got at least one hazard card, assuming the Tornado Vortex and Chrome Globes were there, except for the Monument realm. I think that was the only realm that I did not find a hazard for, but I was kind of thinking with the sort of the trees in the background on this realm card, it kind of looks like a forest. Maybe that's where the Forest Inferno card goes, even though it really doesn't look like the Monument realm on there, but the trees do look kind of similar. So maybe that's where that card goes. I really don't know. But anyway, so if you disagree with any of these sorted hazard cards, definitely let me know down in the comments section. I had fun trying to figure out which realm they all went to. And I think the ones that had the most hazards were a tie between the Micro realm, which I had 3 hazards for, the Swamp realm, which I had 3 hazards for. And then I think the Reactor realm. Yeah, the Reactor realm had Acid Bath, Toxic Gators, and Gear Crush. And I think those may have been the only ones with 3. Other than maybe, the Blizzard and Ice realm, if you take, Ice Shrapnel and put it in the Ice realm, then those would have 3. So I guess that means the Swamp realm and the Micro realm would probably be the 2 toughest, just based on the trading card game. But definitely there's a lot of hazards that didn't get hazard cards, so A lot of interpretation there, but I had a lot of fun sorting these cards. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. But that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed checking out some of these racing realms and the hazard cards that go with them. If you feel like I categorized any of the hazards with racing realms, let me know down in the comments. I was kind of doing my best interpretation of some of them, because a lot of them, like I said, they don't really say which realm they go to. It would be nice if they had a little realm symbol on them that, you know, showed which realm they went to. But anyways, I had a lot of fun recording this video. Definitely some nasty hazards out there. And if I was ever in a racing realm and I saw an Ice Yeti or a Mazed Minotaur coming at me, I would be off the scene so fast. I would press that EDR. I would be out of there like lightning. And let's just leave it at that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed, be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the Acceleracers Sub for more Acceleracers related content. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.